Hi guys, how you doing today? Like Miss Love said, I was actually in high school in the old school, so it was very bizarre when she said, "Oh, there's a water fountain right out there. Feel free to grab a drink." And thank you to the lovely girl who helped me find the water fountain out there. And it's also weird to hear Mr. Korb and Mr. Miller introduced because I went to high school with them too. So now I feel very old. But anyway, I tried to convince your principals that my speech today would be so good that you would need the rest of the day to reflect on it laying by a pool. But, however, I'm not that good. I'm sorry, I tried. There's so much I want to say to you guys, and I don't know how I could possibly get it all out in 10 minutes. Even if I had a full day, I don't think I could get it all out. But if I kept you for a full day, then Officer Caldwell might have to step in, and that wouldn't be good either. So let's not mess with that either. The truth is, it wasn't that long ago that I sat right there in your seat. Now, of course, I was in the old school, so there were much older seats, but I was in your shoes. These truly are the days that start the rest of your life, whether you're an incoming freshman or an outgoing senior. The decisions you make, the experiences you have, will mold and shape the next few years. That was only 5 years ago that I was sitting there, and it makes me feel so old. But 5 years is a very short time when you look at the entirety of your life. And high school, even only 5 years ago, was definitely a totally different story. Many things are probably very similar, but many things have evolved in that short time. For example, my senior year of high school, Facebook just became popular. Twitter was never yet thought of. Pinterest, Instagram, Foursquare, Snapchat, all things I love and use now, were never yet thought of. And I didn't have access to any of those things like you guys do now. You know, when I first got my cell phone, I was 16 years old, and I had 50 text messages a month. I don't know about all of you, but I'd probably die if I didn't have unlimited texting now. And in fact, when I first met my husband in 8th grade, we had to ask our parents to call each other on the home phone. And I don't even know anybody that has a home phone anymore. My point is, that was only 5 years ago. We live in an extremely fast-paced, ever-changing world. I truly believe that these things that I've learned through my experiences that I'm going to share with you today have made me a happier person overall. And I have these 4 points to make with you today. Number 1 is I encourage you to be weird. And number 2, I encourage you to find your happy place. And number 3, we live in a big, small world. And number 4 is to love yourself. So I'm going to go into further detail. Number 1, be weird. So what is weird? It's not being normal, right? This world wasn't built by boring people. It was built by people who thought outside of the box and pushed the limits. We are often pressured to conform. I learned that very quickly in high school, both in our social lives and our academic and our future career lives. Get rid of conformity. Don't ever let conformity get in your way. And don't ever let conformity tell you how others are supposed to look, act, and talk. You will find that the more you break away from making fun of others because they're a little weird, the happier you will be. And I can promise you, you will have more friends by building others up. And I want you to remember that nerd that you made fun of in math class can someday be your boss. So keep that in mind. Celebrate weirdness and never discourage it. I encourage you to break free from conformity and be weird when it comes to your future. I'm sure you get asked all the time, especially you seniors and juniors, where do you want to go to college? What do you want to do with your life? It's okay to say I'm not sure yet. But I encourage you to break from the mold that society tells you to be and follow your dreams. Become specialized in something that you're good at. If you're not motivated to do it, you will never reach your true potential. Strive to be outstanding at a particular skill, trade, or academia. This leads me to my next point, find your happy place. The minute I realized I wanted to travel the world is the day I marched into my career counseling office and changed my major to study tourism. I think of my fellow Eastern graduates who have found their happy place too. My sister, Jordan Riley, who is in the process of becoming a pastry chef. My friend, Allison Kara Nicholas, who's Officer Caldwell's daughter, a very talented hairstylist and cosmetologist. Or Erin Sennett from Erin Keo Photography. Making a living on what you love is very cool. Search for the answer to your own question. What do I want to do with my life? Figure out for yourself what your likes and what your dislikes are. Then talk to others about it. Talk like your career counselor, your parents, or your teachers here. Tell people about your hopes and your dreams. Research jobs and careers. Research colleges, schools, and specialized programs that can further your experience and resume for those jobs and careers. Shadow professionals in a particular career path or trade. Become an intern. Intern, intern, intern. The reason I even knew about my job today was due to the relationships I made at an internship. At Heritage Hills in particular, we've already seen several students shadow. Shout out to Carly Goen in the house. And we've already had several high school interns, even in just the year that I've been there. The perfect career or path after high school will not simply fall into your lap. Like everything in life, you have to work for it. If I wanted to get to the top of those bleachers right now and high five Mr. Brubaker all the way at the top, I couldn't just stand here and just imagine and teleport myself up to him. I'd have to, first I'd probably have to change my shoes because I'm not making it up the stairs in those shoes. If I skip steps, I'd have to take every single step to get up there. If I skip steps, I might fall. Even if I don't skip steps, I might fall. But I have to get back up again. Because I'm clumsy, sometimes I fall. I might have to take a different path. I might have to go around this way. I might get all the way up there and realize Mr. Brubaker doesn't even want to give me a high five. Then I might have to change my goal or my plan. True story and kind of a side note, I definitely fell down a half a flight of stairs during my first month of my first real big girl job. All my coworkers definitely thought the building was collapsing, but it was all good. Starting today on finding your happiness is the best choice you can make for yourself. Understand that your future is your future and no one else's. The decisions and experiences you make for yourself now will help determine and mold your future dreams. You guys are sitting here with so much potential, and you literally have everything at your horizon. My third point, we live in a big, small world. The world is big because there's 196 countries with 7 billion people and counting. That means this room makes up 0.000000001 of the population. There's so much to this life. I hope you can live life with an open mind. Discuss, debate, and discover. Acceptance and understanding are one of the greatest learning tools that you could ever have. I hope you do this by stepping outside of your comfort zone, traveling, and seeing all that this world has to offer. There are so many people in this world, so many things to learn, and so many places to see. In my short time in Jamaica, I stayed with local people and tried to learn from their culture as much as possible. I learned that not everyone thinks the way that we do. The town that I stayed in and volunteered in didn't have much, but they didn't need much. Their values and their priorities were their families, their friends, and their happiness. I think sometimes in high school we get so caught up in being the best, looking the best, and having the best things that we forget that there's a big wide world out there and that this is only the very small beginning. Live life with this kind of humility. Live life with the goal of doing well to others, and you'll be happier for it. We live in a small, big world. I truly believe that we live in a small world because every single person you meet can help you at some point in your life. But before they ever even have a chance to help you, help them first. People are so much more willing to help you if you do not think that you are entitled to it. Again, nothing comes without working for it. I learned the true generosity of people during a short internship with the PA Dutch Conventions and Visitors Bureau. This was my first real experience in my field of study, tourism and events management. I worked really hard at trying to make my supervisor's job as easy as possible by taking on menial tasks for them. But I tried to be the best at those menial tasks. And although my responsibility was little, my impact was a lot because of my effort. By helping them first, they helped me. They were pivotal in helping me get 10 interviews and 4 job offers before I even graduated college. Having someone to advocate for you is truly intangible. In turn, it's important not to only be thankful to others, but to show that you're thankful. Appreciation is one of the most appreciated things you can do for someone. The power of a handwritten, meaningful thank you card that costs about 50 cents and 2 minutes of your time, by the way, is absolutely incredible. And lastly, my final point, love yourself. When I moved to the DC metropolitan area for school, I was coming from our small little town of East York to a large city and a school of 30,000 kids. Or another example would be when I moved to New York City at age 20. I was leaving my family, my boyfriend, and all my friends. This is when I truly learned that you need to have confidence in yourself to expand beyond your own boundaries. Learn to love yourself, your flaws, and your strengths. Be proud, but be humble. Know that you have the power to make yourself happy. You are you. Self-acceptance is one of the hardest things to grasp, but one of the most important. Take what others say to you and about you and transform it into something that is useful for yourself. It's inevitable in life. People will hurt you, leave you, and bring you down. When you have confidence in yourself, you can heal from these things. If there's one thing I've learned over all these years is that you have the power to decide how you react to occurrences. I do not mean don't trust people. Use your intuition and gut to trust people. Trusting people is how you learn and how you grow. Surround yourself with people that bring you up, that motivate you, and encourage you, and do not settle for absolutely anything less. Be proud of who you are and where you came from. Believe it or not, this high school is awesome. At school, you're an individual, not just a number or another student. It's easy to complain about doing work and going to school, but your mind is a beautiful thing. Your mind can always grow and always learn, and never stop learning. Just be yourself, and you'd be absolutely amazed at where it can take you.